just once. Listen not only with your ears but with your heart. Open yourself to the possibility that you're just one decision, one belief, one shift away from the miracle you've been silently hoping for. This isn't simply motivation. This is a spark of activation. Try it. Watch what unfolds. What if I told you that your desire, the one you've buried under hesitation, fear, and delay, is already within reach? Not in some distant future, but right here, right now. The only thing missing is your alignment with the energy that brings it to life. This isn't fantasy, and it's not about luck. It's about tapping into a power that's always been within you, waiting to be awakened by belief, emotion, and pure intent. Listen deeply, even just this once, and something ancient and powerful within you will stir. The shift happens the moment you allow yourself to believe it's possible. This isn't a coincidence. It's your divine timing, and if you're bold enough to take the first step, your miracle is already making its way to you. Listen, believe, receive. Belief without reassurance is the gateway to transformation. Your mind isn't just a witness to life, it's the architect of it. This isn't a poetic metaphor. It's a universal law that has shaped lives, defied odds, and birthed wonders. Everything you experience, what you attract or push away, starts with the beliefs rooted inside of you. If you carry the belief that more is meant for you, the world starts to reflect that possibility. If you think you're unworthy, you'll continue to meet situations and people that echo that belief back to you. That's how your internal narrative projects onto your outer reality. But here's the key. Most people wait to believe until they see evidence. They want guarantees, signs, or safety before they take the leap. But real change doesn't work that way. Breakthroughs don't come to those who wait. They come to those who commit. You must choose belief even when there's no proof. That's what makes it powerful. Faith, raw and unsupported by the physical, is what calls miracles into being. It's the unseen force that reshapes what's possible to match the strength of your conviction. Think of the leaders, the dreamers, the changemakers throughout history. They didn't wait for validation. They believed before the world caught up. They lived from the inside out. They knew that belief shapes reality, not the other way around. Every day you're telling yourself a story, so ask yourself, is it a story of expansion or limitation? Do you think your dream is too far-fetched, too late, too impossible? That story is the lock on your potential. But if you can shift just a little and say, what if I have this desire because I'm meant to fulfill it? Then everything begins to loosen. You stop searching for signs outside yourself and start building certainty from within. Once you do that, you become magnetic. You no longer wait for permission. Your confidence travels with you, and it influences your energy, your actions, your opportunities. The universe doesn't respond to words alone. It listens to the frequency behind them. When you think, speak, and act from belief, you create alignment. And in alignment, the extraordinary becomes normal. This kind of belief isn't foolish, it's revolutionary. It's daring to trust the invisible before it becomes visible. It's you declaring, I know why I'm here, and I won't wait for approval to live it. That's the kind of faith that moves mountains. So stop waiting for the world to tell you it's safe to believe. Declare that it's already yours. Speak it, think it, move as if it's done. Because when your thoughts, emotions, and actions line up with that inner truth, you change the trajectory of your life. And all that's been waiting for you finally has room to arrive. While your thoughts set the direction and your words create the framework, it is your emotional frequency that ignites manifestation and brings your desires into form. You can visualize endlessly, repeat affirmations until your voice fades, and script your goals with poetic precision. But if you don't feel as though your desire is already fulfilled, if you don't sink emotionally into the joy, gratitude, relief, and love of already having it, then your vibration is out of sync, and your dream remains a possibility instead of becoming a magnetic certainty. Emotion is not merely a sensation, it's a frequency, a code, a bridge. Every desire you hold exists on its own vibrational wavelength. The secret isn't to chase that desire, it's to attune to the feeling of already living it. That's your access point. That's the opening to the miraculous. Because once you start feeling as though it's already done, your energy, body, and behaviors begin to move in harmony with that new reality. You stop pushing, you stop doubting, you release the urge to control. You begin to embody the result before it shows up physically. That embodiment is your signal to the universe. I'm aligned, I'm ready, I'm open. And the universe, always in motion, begins rearranging itself to match your internal state. Just consider the strength of a single emotion. When grief hits, the world turns dim. When joy rises, everything glows. So imagine using that same emotional force to fuel the belief that your dream life is already real. Feel the thrill of waking up in that life. Feel the peace in knowing the battle is over. Feel the pride in what you've achieved, the love that holds you, the abundance that supports you. Let that emotion surge through you as if it's already real, because energetically it is. The body doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality, it simply responds. That's why elite athletes visualize their victories, why visionaries speak of their goals with unwavering passion, and why miracles often find the feelers, not just the thinkers. Emotion is the bridge between intention and realization. It's the spark that launches your dreams from concept into becoming. And the more you sustain elevated emotions, gratitude, joy, love, certainty, the quicker your life transforms to reflect them. That's why people say, live as if it's already yours, because when you feel like the person who has already manifested it, your words shift, your decisions evolve, and your energy rises to match that reality. Opportunities, people, and synchronicities begin flowing your way, not because you hunted them down, but because you became a magnet for them. This isn't about pretending, it's about emotional embodiment. Each morning, before reaching for your phone, before the noise of the world intrudes, close your eyes and feel the wish fulfilled. Visualize, yes, but more importantly, feel. Let your heart light up as if the miracle has already occurred. Smile like it's done. Breathe like the burden has lifted. Move through your day like someone who has arrived, because in that moment you're no longer resisting, you're resonating. You've stepped into the version of you that your future was waiting for. And from that space, manifestation doesn't feel forced, it becomes inevitable. Emotion is your most sacred technology. It's the conduit between the seen and the unseen, between wishing and receiving. Use it wisely. Use it with purpose. Don't just think the dream, feel it into reality. Let your heart be the compass that guides you home to what's already yours. The miracle? It's not far away. It's just on the other side of the feeling. And all you have to do is feel it now. It's not waiting on your calendar, it's waiting on your alignment. One inspired choice. One moment of deep inner knowing. One emotional shift from fear to faith. And suddenly, the world starts responding in new ways. Doors begin to open, synchronicities line up, people appear at the right time. The issue was never time, it was misalignment. When you're aligned, you no longer drain your energy trying to play roles that don't fit. You stop looping in self-doubt and begin anchoring in your inner power. You speak with intention, you move with certainty, you make different choices. And those seemingly subtle shifts create powerful waves of external transformation. Alignment is a force of attraction. You don't have to chase, scream, or control. your frequency begins to pull in the right people, the right opportunities, naturally. That's why it's never about how long you've pursued your dream or how far away it feels. It's about the energy you bring to it right now. One aligned moment of pure gratitude can melt years of anger. One true act of forgiveness can unravel decades of emotional weight. One deep belief can rewrite a history of doubt. But to access this, you have to quiet the noise. Turn within, find your way back to that sacred inner clarity. Alignment doesn't live in urgency. It lives in stillness, in the truth that lies underneath all the striving. It's the choice to let go of timelines, expectations, fear, and instead embody the energy of what you're ready to receive. When that energy becomes your norm, the extraordinary becomes your everyday. But it always begins with just one moment, one sacred breath, one inner decision, one soul-anchored whisper. I am ready. I am aligned. I already am. And in that instant, the space between you and your dream starts to collapse. Because transformation is always closer than it appears. You're one energetic pivot away, one decision, one breath, one surge of self-belief. Thus, what happened yesterday doesn't matter. What's missing isn't the point. The only thing that counts is the energy you're holding right now. Act as if it's already real. Step into that version of you. You are not chained to your past. You are not stuck in your story. You are just one choice away from a completely new chapter. And that choice? It doesn't come from effort or time. It comes from alignment, from truth. Because when you align, everything changes. Not because the world shifts first, but because you do. That's the key. Step into the vibration of already having it. Don't wait for evidence. Become it now. Speak as if it's done. Move as though it's here. Live in the energy of fulfillment. This isn't about pretending. It's not make-believe. This is spiritual boldness. This is alignment. When you embody that energy, you stop sending out vibrations of need or scarcity. Instead, you broadcast trust, confidence, and magnetic certainty. And that frequency? It calls everything in. The people, the blessings, the breakthroughs, all drawn in, not by what you want, but by who you're being. Many unknowingly repel their dreams by living in the energy of waiting. They say they desire abundance, but operate from lack. They crave love, but shield their hearts. They want to be seen, but stay silent. But the universe doesn't answer your words. It answers your energy. So act like it's done. Let your thoughts, emotions, and actions mirror your desired reality, even if it hasn't shown up yet. Ask yourself, if it were here today, how would I show up? How would I walk, speak, decide? That version of you, the grounded, clear, radiant version, is who you must become now. Because your future isn't built later, it's created in each aligned moment of the present. Acting like it's done rewires your nervous system to feel safe in receiving. Safe in abundance. Safe in love. You stop rejecting the good because you finally feel worthy of it. When you live in full alignment with your vision, your energy becomes irresistible. You accelerate your manifestations, not by controlling life, but by transforming yourself. And when your inner world changes, the outer must follow. That's energetic law. Living as if it's already done means letting go of timelines and methods. It means releasing the need to constantly check if it's working, and instead anchoring into deep trust. Faith over fear, embodiment over doubt, certainty over waiting. You no longer ask, will it happen? You declare, it already has. This alignment creates a magnetic resonance with the reality you're calling in. The space between where you are and where you want to be starts to dissolve. But this isn't just mindset, it's lifestyle. You don't just think differently about your dream, you treat yourself differently. You spend your time and energy on what aligns. You stop entertaining anything that drains or distracts you. You move with clarity, confidence, and care. Acting like it's done isn't arrogance, it's inner authority. It's standing in your co-creative power and refusing to dim your light while you wait for permission to shine. When you walk in the energy of already done, you become unavailable for anything that contradicts your vision. That's when people feel your shift. That's when doors open without effort. That's when life seems to conspire in your favor, because it is. You've stopped living in lack. You've started living in alignment. And alignment unlocks every blessing your soul has asked for. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't delay your becoming. Choose to live now from the reality you dream of. Act like it's already real. Not to force anything, but because in the unseen realms it already is. And when your actions echo that truth, your life will begin to mirror it. As we close this message, carry this knowing with you. Your dream is not far, not impossible, and not out of reach. It's unfolding in perfect timing, waiting for you to meet it with your belief, your readiness, your energy. If you remember anything, let it be this. Change doesn't require time, it requires presence. It happens not in the distant someday, but in the sacred now. So stop waiting for the right moment. Become the moment. Believe in what you desire without needing evidence. Speak of it with power, not desperation. Let your emotions rehearse the joy and gratitude of it already being yours, because that emotional resonance is the very bridge between you and your miracle. Release the obsession with how, let go of needing to figure it out. Your task isn't control, it's preparation. Prepare your heart, your space, your soul. Let go of what no longer fits. Clear the clutter, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. When you show the universe you're ready for alignment, not just achievement, the blessings begin to pour in. Because it only takes one aligned breath, one honest decision, one unshakable moment of faith to rewrite your path entirely. Stop chasing time, chase your alignment. That's where your true power lies. And most of all, don't just hope your dream will happen. Live like it already has. Move through your life as the version of you who already holds the blessing. Because when you act from that energy, life has no choice but to reflect it. So here's your final call to rise. Protect your energy, guard your peace, focus your mind, act with conviction, forgive fully, love with depth. Expect miracles, not someday, but now. Let us close with a sacred intention. Divine Source, infinite intelligence, creator of all things. Thank you for the dream within me. It is no accident. I now surrender the fear, the doubt, the need to control. I open fully to what is already mine by divine design. Strengthen my belief when it wavers. Give me the grace to release what holds me back. Help me walk with unwavering faith. I make space in every part of my being for what's meant for me. I affirm, it is done. And so it is. Amen. Now go forward, not in hesitation, but in certainty. Just believe once, just act once, just trust once, and let that single moment of alignment change everything. The world does not wait on your calendar, it waits on your alignment. One inspired decision, one moment of unwavering inner certainty, One emotional shift from fear to faith, and everything changes. When that click happens inside, the world responds. Doors that were shut open. Synchronicities appear at your feet. People arrive in your life exactly when they're meant to. The issue was never about time, it was about misalignment. We often believe that realization depends on external timing. We think, when the date arrives, when the conditions are perfect, when I've done enough work. But the truth is, destiny responds to vibration more than schedule. You could have the same calendar, the same timeline, the same rhythm as before, and yet, when your energy aligns, everything shifts. Because energy flows where attention goes. And attention is guided by what resides in your heart and soul. If you're aligned, you stop leaking energy by trying to fit into who you're not, or carry burdens you're not meant to bear. You stop spinning in doubt and stand solidly in your own power. Every word you speak carries intention. Every step you take anchors you. And these subtle energetic differences, though unseen, create seismic ripples outward. They reconfigure situations, attract people who resonate, and shift reality in profound ways. Alignment is magnetic. It draws rather than grabs. It charms with ease rather than effort. You don't need to yell for attention or force outcomes. Your inner frequency invites what matches it. And this is why so many people feel stuck despite their efforts. They chase goals, follow systems, and aim for outcomes, but remain out of alignment. And when energy isn't aligned, effort becomes force, and force resists back. So remember, it's not about how long you've pursued your dream or how far away it feels. It's about the quality of energy you bring to it at this moment. One moment of clarity and gratitude can dissolve years of resentment. One authentic act of forgiveness can free you from decades of emotional captivity. One unwavering moment of faith can rewrite a lifetime of self-doubt. But these inner shifts require stillness. They require moments of radical presence. Alignment doesn't spring from noise, it emerges from silence. When you're quiet enough to listen, beneath all the striving and striving lies a simpler, deeper truth. It's a calm voice saying, surrender the timeline, surrender the need to control, and embody the energy of the thing you're receiving. And when you do that, your vibration elevates, sometimes in a heartbeat, and the extraordinary becomes your new ordinary. But it all starts with one moment, one internal pause, one sacred breath, one soul-deep recognition. I am ready. I am aligned. I already am. In that moment, the space between you and your dream begins to dissolve, not because circumstances shift first, but because you shift. Your outer world reflects your inner frequency through law of resonance. What you did yesterday, how far you've come, what you failed at, none of it matters here. What matters now is the energy you carry. And you are not bound by your past, nor limited by your present conditions. You are always just one decision away from stepping into a different reality. And that decision emerges from alignment. Not time, not effort, but truth. Because when you align, you don't force reality, you unveil it. You don't fight for blessings, you let them flow. You no longer ask, will it happen? You declare, it already has. That shift unfolds reality as a mirror reflecting your inner sovereignty. Picture yourself walking with calm conviction, carrying the energy of fulfillment. That energy rewires your nervous system to feel safe in abundance. You become immune to scarcity because you feel worthy of receiving. In that state, you stop unconsciously rejecting the very blessings you desire because now you recognize yourself as already whole. You see, energy is the first language. Thoughts and words matter, but energy speaks at the deepest level. And when your energy vibrates as though your dream is here, your whole life rearranges. Opportunities align, support systems show up, connections emerge, not because of external proof, but because your frequency matches the frequency of manifestation. But in our linear culture, we've been taught differently. We measure success by milestones, not by moments. We say, when I'm there, I'll be happy. But I'll tell you, fulfillment starts now. As soon as you embody the energy of the fulfilled version of you, the universe listens, and it begins to reflect your alignment moment by moment. That doesn't mean you ignore reality. It means you start from the energetic truth of what you desire. You walk as though you've arrived, so the path realigns to support your presence. That's not arrogance, it's authority. It's a sovereign stance, rooted in the truth that you are the co-creator of your existence. Understand this. The universe does not resist. It does not compete with you. It simply reflects. Think of a mirror. It doesn't judge your appearance, it simply shows it back. When you change the angle, when you show up differently, the reflection changes too. Energy is no different. That is why acting as if is not pretending. It is training your system to recognize alignment. It rewires your beliefs, tones your emotions, reprograms your automatic actions, and primes your environment for support. It generates a magnetic field that draws experiences because energy attracts similar energy. How do you begin? By embodying the version of you who already holds what's meant for you. If your wish came true, if your dream is realized today, how would you walk into a room? How would you speak with authority and ease? How would you treat yourself and others? That version isn't imaginary, it's a possible frequency within reach. And your job is to inhabit it now. This moment-by-moment embodiment rewires everything. It creates a neural pattern that says, this is safe, this is mine, I belong here. And when your subconscious believes it, your outer world begins to match it. You stop self-sabotaging. You start playing small. You start moving with dignity, clarity, and inner magnetism. Because when you embody alignment, the world responds accordingly. You'll see people leaning in rather than resisting, doors opening instead of closing, and invisible barriers dissolving. This is the law of resonance at work. You don't need to push, you only need to align. Living in this energy demands you let go of timelines, blueprints, and endless hows. It asks you to surrender not to your actions, but to the flow behind them. To trust the unseen ecosystem of creation working in the background. It calls you to embrace faith, not as a cliché, but as a practical, spiritual posture that opens you to possibility. You no longer ask, but how? You whisper, it will be revealed. And in that surrender, fear dissolves, anxiety releases. You move with more confidence, because you're no longer birthing from panic, you're birthing from peace. Think back to life's unwavering mysteries. Perhaps your greatest breakthroughs came from unexpected detours. A failed job making way for a new opportunity. A sudden meeting unveiling a partnership. A closed door guiding you to a brighter path. Those were not accidents. They were energies converging because you resonated with something deeper than your personal agenda. When you release your grip on the method, you surrender the resistance. You create space for the miraculous. You allow grace. You become available for what's larger than your plan. And that Align Ace feels different. It flows. It rides the current of visible and invisible support. It knows when to act and when to rest. It sees rejection not as failure, but as orchestration. Also, letting go of the how frees you from incessant worry. You stop chasing solutions. Instead, you anchor into trust. You move with deeper serenity. You realize you are not alone. Your desire is supported by an intelligence beyond personal effort. This is your birthright, to move with courage and openness, while the orchestra plays behind the scenes. The next piece is cleansing space for miracles to land, physical, mental, emotional. You cannot receive infinite blessings in crowded hands. Like a garden, you must clear the weeds first. Remove old regret. Let go of limiting beliefs. Release relationships that drain. Restructure routines that no longer serve. Orchestrate an environment that signals, I am ready to receive. It isn't just tidying, it's energetic clearing. Every cluttered corner, every tangled thought, every unresolved emotional loop tampers with your vibration. You may ask for clarity, but your home is heavy. You may say you want partnership, but you remain emotionally guarded. These energetic contradictions block bandwidth. So create space. Clean your physical domain. Clear your mind with journaling. Set boundaries around your time. Let forgiveness sweep through your heart. Energy honors preparation. Clearing clutter is an expression of openness to what's coming. It signals readiness. It warns the universe, I'm available, I've made room. And then the magic happens. Old traps fall away, synchronistic encounters start, new opportunities arrive, energy flows, the path unrolls. Remember, alignment doesn't require time, it requires energy. Change can occur in an instant, not because things around you shift, but because you shift. One moment of energetic clarity can reorient a lifetime. Think of those pivotal instances in your story. The tearful commitment, the decisive breath, a word spoken that changed everything. Those were single-aligned moments that collapsed time. Energy collapses time. It doesn't elongate it. When you're energetically decided, the universe responds immediately. You don't need to draw out soundtracks or prolong preparation. A solitary moment can be enough. A moment where your thoughts, emotions, intentions, and beliefs harmonize. In that instant, you become magnetic, and reality accelerates toward you. That is the miracle of realignment. It doesn't require perfect resumes or polished plans. It demands resonance. It demands courage. To say, I'm not waiting anymore. I embody my aligned destiny. That internal clarity changes language, habit patterns, relationships, and opportunity. You don't just think differently, you live differently, from the inside out. That's why some people labor for years only to break through in a single moment, because all it takes is one energetic ignition, one surge of belief pulsing through intention and emotion to flip the switch. When you stand in that energy, clear, embodied, sovereign, you don't just attract what you want, you realize you've always been worthy of it. The world reorganizes because your alignment shifts your identity. You exist as a match to your desires. In our next segments, we'll continue this journey. We'll explore emotional embodiment practices, energy-clearing rituals, micro-agments in daily life, and architecture for extended inner altitude. We'll weave stories, exercises, and introspection to support every step of your process. But for now, rest in this truth. You are not a waiting vessel. You are an activated conduit. The moment you align inside, the moment you step into the frequency of fulfillment, you change everything. Your calendar, your goals, and the ticking clock don't matter. What matters is who you are being now. And that is the only alignment the universe responds to. You may wonder how this all begins to shift your reality so profoundly. It starts with presence. The simple but profound realization that where your energy resides, life will follow. When you truly align, your inner world begins to act on behalf of your dreams. Every thought, word, and action flows from a place of coherence. There is no internal tug-of-war. There is only the steady hum of resonance. Part of this alignment involves what I call micro-attunements. Tiny choices made throughout your day that either reinforce or fracture your inner coherence. It could be as simple as pausing mid-breath to reconnect to your heart when you feel tension, or deciding to speak from your soul when fear wants you to play small. These moments are not insignificant. They are the warp and weft that weave the fabric of your destiny. Imagine waking each morning and choosing to embody the alignment version of yourself. You don't need to wait for inspiration or external validation. You just remember, this is who I am. You carry that identity in your spine, attuned, present, sovereign. And each time circumstances threaten to knock you off balance, you anchor back into alignment with a breath, a mantra, or a moment of gratitude. These micro-attunements are cumulative. They build resilience, clarity, and magnetic focus. Another essential aspect of this journey is emotional embodiment rituals. Practices designed to anchor your inner shift in the felt sense of your body. A simple evening ritual might look like this. Sit quietly, visualize your fulfilled dream, and allow the nourishing emotions to rise. Joy, peace, pride, love. Feel each emotion as though it already exists. Let your body respond. Smile. Breathe deeply. Expand your heart. This anchors neural pathways and signals to your subconscious, I already am that person. Over time, even before your outer results shift, you begin to feel new from the inside out. We often underestimate the power of energetic clearing. Just as you wash your hands, you can clear your energy field. You might imagine a gentle shower of pure light washing out what no longer serves: fear, doubt, heaviness. Picture that light clearing out clutter from your emotional and mental space. Allow anything that's not yours to dissolve. This clears room for aligned energy to settle in, unimpeded by old vibrations. Physical space also plays a role. The environments we inhabit are reflections of our inner world. A cluttered desk or chaotic home can carry energetic residue that distracts and fragments. Begin to clear your space with reverence. Release items that no longer resonate. Create areas of calm, beauty, and inspiration. Let each cleared corner be an invitation. I am ready for more. I am open to receive. This external decluttering amplifies your internal alignment. Another powerful practice is boundary setting, an energetic clearance of people, habits, and inputs that drain rather than nourish. Alignment requires energetic integrity. When you honor your inner resonance, you may feel called to recalibrate relationships. Say no. Step away from habitual consumption of negativity. These boundary acts are not rejection, they are self-choice. They say to the universe, I stand in my energy, and only what matches may come close. In this way, you protect your energetic ecosystem and provide fertile ground for aligned blessings to grow. Our journey also includes nervous system recalibration, practices to train your body to feel safe in abundance and worthiness. Daily somatic practices like gentle movement, breath coherence, or heart sonic meditations calibrate your physiology to the frequency of fulfillment. The mind may still wonder, is this real? But your body begins to accept it. And when physiology matches your belief, your life experiences begin to mirror that coherence. Through these embodied rituals, ambient spaces, and energetic clarity, you are building a resilient, magnetic container. A container that can hold not just your vision, but the reality of your becoming. A container that aligns your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the truth that your dreams are already yours. Now let's talk about momentum. That sense that once you take aligned action, the path reveals itself. When you align first, the next step becomes obvious, not forced, but inspired. You no longer have to grind through blind effort. You step, you sense, you adjust. You run toward momentum, and the universe fills in the gaps. You'll find that some actions feel effortless because they're being supported by unseen orchestration. That's alignment in motion. But there will be moments of contrast, times when you forget to align, when old patterns of fear, anxiety, or uncertainty return. These are not failures, they are invitations. Rather than falling into judgment, simply notice. Anchor into your embodied practices. Breathe. Come back. Each return strengthens your integrated center. Each return reinforces your resilience. Through this process, your relationship with time transforms. You no longer feel hurried. You don't see time as an opponent racing you toward a deadline. Instead, time begins to bend around you. You inhabit a reality where energetic coherence matters more than numbers on a clock. You recognize that a single aligned breath can shift your trajectory faster than months of forced effort. As your discipline of alignment deepens, your understanding of co-creation evolves. You realize that creation is not a solo act. You play your part. You speak your intention with conviction. You embody the energy, and then you open your heart to the sacred intelligence that choreographs the invisible steps. Each synchronicity becomes a confirmation not of luck, but of alignment. Every supportive person, closed door, or timely meeting is a note in the symphony being composed through your collaboration with life. Over time, your identity evolves. You no longer define yourself by lack, delay, or obstacles. You become defined by possibility, presence, and posture. You whisper an inner prayer. I am being everything I am called to be. And the world responds in kind. Because when you carry alignment as your identity, you are no longer chasing, they are coming to you. This journey is not about perfection. It's about integration, where your shadow, your presence, your humanity come together as one coherent whole. You bring every part, your past, your pain, your dreams, into alignment. You stop editing your humanity to fit a vision. Instead, you say, all of me belongs in this frequency. Even your doubts and tears are welcome, as long as they're seen and held, not ignored. Through this integration, your magnetism deepens. You become a container that holds contrast and coherence at once. As you progress, you will witness miracles, not as anomalies, but as natural expressions of your alignment. Perhaps you receive unexpected support, or you stumble into a moment of clarity that shifts years of indecision. A meeting falls exactly where it should. A struggle resolves. These miracles are not random. They are resonance in motion. They are your alignment blossoming into reality. By now, you likely understand that the power of alignment isn't theoretical. It is biochemical, neurological, energetic, and spiritual. It is a multi-layered transformation woven into every cell of your being. As your being aligns with your becoming, your outer world is gently invited to catch up. And that brings us to the edge of this part of our journey. You are deeper into condensation of alignment. You've clarified practices that strengthen your vessel. You've begun to weave micro-attunements into your daily flow. You've become intimate with the sacred intelligence supporting your dreams. You have courageously cleared clutter and purified energy. You've begun to feel the coherence, not just believe in it. And that coherence constructs your reality blueprint. What's next? In our next parts, we will anchor into large-scale embodying, expanding alignment into community, narrative reauthoring, and initiation into your soul's purpose. We will continue to flow without interruption, guiding you deeper into resonance. But for now, know this. Your alignment is not something you chase. It is something you become, and you are already that.